This is Small Biz Florida, the podcast designed and produced specifically for Florida small business owners and entrepreneurs. Small Biz Florida, talk that works for Florida. This podcast is supported by the Florida SBDC Network, providing the tools, strategies, and expertise to help Florida's business community thrive. Visit the Florida SBDC online at www.floridasbdc.org or contact your local office and get started on your path to success today.
This is Small Biz Florida. I'm Tom Kindred, your host, and we are coming to you from Perry, Florida today. Those of you who tune in and have been with us from the beginning of building this Small Biz Florida platform, you know that this all came about with the need and our desire to make sure that we were able to get information to small business owners and operators in times of need. And we have one of those times. Hurricane Idalia in the last week has rolled through the Big Bend area of Florida, and that's where we are. That's where Small Biz Florida is today. And again, the purpose for our show today is to make sure that small business owners know about all the resources that are available, all the state of Florida officials that are working hard to bring back some normalcy and get businesses reopened. And we have the gentleman that is making all of that happen with us right now. We have Secretary Kelly, who is with the Florida Department of Commerce. Secretary Kelly, thank you so much for your time today here on the streets of Perry. Know that you and your team are extremely busy, so we appreciate the time.
Tom, thanks so much for having me today, and thanks for having me down here, particularly at Pouncey's Restaurant in Perry, where we're serving Floridians here in person, firsthand. Florida Department of Commerce, the Department of Business and Professional Regulations here with us. Of course, the state's SBDC, the Small Business Network, is here with us. In addition, our friends in the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles are also here to help people who maybe need to replace a driver's license or some other form of identification. So, Tom, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Just very quickly, Secretary Kelly, just a little bit of your background, pathway to the Florida Department of Commerce.
I actually became the Secretary of the Department of Commerce on June 12th, so just not too long ago. Prior to that, I was working for Governor DeSantis. I was the Deputy Chief of Staff for the Governor. I covered issues ranging from anything in education, from pre-K all the way through the university system. And I worked with all of the economic-related agencies in the state of Florida, so the Department of Commerce, Florida Housing Finance Corporation, Space Florida, Visit Florida. I used to like to say that I had the sort of learners to earners side of the governor's portfolio. And so then June 12th, he gave me this opportunity. And actually, I actually have two jobs now. Just as of about 3 weeks ago, I also became the acting chief of staff for the governor. So the taxpayers are getting two jobs for the price of one with me.
Nice. Listen, we appreciate all you do, and I know, again, that you're wearing many hats. And again, just another quick question, just overview, Florida Department of Commerce, just who are you, mission, purpose of the Department of Commerce?
Tom, a great question. There's a long answer for that. I'll give you the short one. The short one is we deal with anything for those who are seeking a job and those who are seeking to grow a business. So, employers and employees from Floridians who are unfortunately unemployed and how we get them back into the workforce, and for small businesses and large businesses alike that are looking to grow and looking for support and a partner in the state. Tom, that 99% of businesses in Florida are small businesses. So quite a bit of what we do is working with the SBDC, working with our small business partners, and really just trying to create a true partnership with the state and private business.
All right. Thank you for the background on yourself and the background on the Department of Commerce. Now let's get to what is the most important issue at hand today. Hurricane Idalia has, it takes really, you have to be here firsthand to see the kind of damage. Certainly Perry, Florida took a beating. And as I drive up and down 19 and 27 over the last couple of days, as we've been working alongside the Florida Department of Commerce, after a hurricane, those of us who have been in Florida for a while. You see the power trucks, you see the landscape trucks clearing debris. But you know what's so impressive is with the group like Florida Department of Commerce, there's a whole team of people out there supporting small business and employees across the state of Florida. This truly is really a remarkable setup here in Perry, Florida. As you mentioned earlier, multiple Florida agencies right here providing face-to-face assistance for small business owners to get those businesses reopened, utilizing the Emergency Bridge Loan Program, connecting to the SBA for their disaster loans. Again, I have to give kudos to you and your team. Really is an impressive operation.
Tom, thanks so much. And the leadership and the effort here is really both top to bottom and bottom to top. I think when you talk about recovery, everybody has to be involved. Our governor has been leading the charge along with our Division of Emergency Management, local first responders, state level first responders. But it really does come back down to, at the end of the day, what's happening locally. So oftentimes that is a small business. That is a business that probably in many cases does not have the capitalization, does not have the resources to close their doors for a long period of time. And so from both before a storm, we like to say that a ready business is a business that opens the quickest. And after the storm, every minute matters. That's why we're out here already. That's why we're so focused on things like power restoration. Right now, I got the good news at 9 a.m. this morning that more than 95% of utility customers, families and businesses that lost their power, more than 95% have been restored. We're not even a week. We're just 5 days from landfall. We'll probably be at 96, 97% by this evening. We're in the communities. We're in Perry right now because we're in the communities where power restoration still is an issue. So it makes sense that all these things are connected: power, roads, education, and business. All of these things are interlocked and connected. And so we're in these places where we know power is still coming back on, because these are the places where businesses are probably taking the hardest hit. Their doors are closed because they can't even run the credit card machine. They can't keep the lights on. They're not sure they can let customers in safely. So these are the businesses that need the support. And every minute literally does matter, because that is a business that says, okay, we can continue to pay our employees, or no, maybe we can't. And obviously we want them to be able to continue to pay their employees, get open quickly, because that's a business that stays functioning. Their employees, whether they're small, moderately sized, or large, their employees then obviously they're sustained. They can recover more quickly. If we can restore power, we can get the financing. You mentioned the emergency bridge loan tool. The governor activated just at the beginning of the weekend. The governor activated $20 million for the emergency bridge loan program in Florida. In the 25 hardest hit counties, including where we're at today here in Perry, Florida, a lot of our northern rural and border counties, that money is available so that small businesses, they can get an emergency $50,000 bridge loan. And it literally is a bridge, Tom. It is a bridge to, if they're going to get help from FEMA, insurance, perhaps a loan from the SBA or some other source. It is literally a $50,000 bridge to keep the lights on, continue paying their employees, and weather this recovery. And also, I should note too, for agricultural businesses, like let's say farming, for agricultural companies, they can get up to $100,000 for that bridge loan program. So we're here to help. We're literally seeing companies walk in the door today, so to speak, and getting those bridge loans so that they can keep paying the bills and make it till their recovery.
All right, so emergency bridge loan. Let's talk about other resources for businesses. Is that is obviously the most valuable and probably the primary tool for small business owners?
It is, but of course it's not the only tool. And our department has a number of just normal routine programs, loan programs, finance programs that exist. So first thing to do, go to floridadisaster.biz. Go to floridadisaster.biz. You can apply right there for the small business emergency bridge loan tool, but you can also learn more about what the department does. You can also just go to www.floridajobs.org. Again, floridajobs.org. We have a variety of services that are there to help. not just the bridge loans. The bridge loans are a great tool. The other thing that we launched just yesterday morning for any individuals who out there who are listening, who they themselves have lost their job due to Hurricane Idalia, for any individuals in that circumstance, we launched yesterday disaster unemployment assistance for Floridians who are impacted. Essentially, that is rapid response unemployment assistance. So you don't even have to demonstrate a work search, a job search, which normally you would have to do for unemployment. Right. For anyone affected by Idalia, that work search requirement is waived because obviously we want to make sure that people can still pay the bills, can put food on the table, and the interruption to their life is as short as possible. If people want to come out and see us in person, I mentioned earlier, we're here at Pouncey's Restaurant in Perry at 2186 South Byron Butler Parkway. We also have a team located at the Bridge Church in Madison County, Florida, 1135 East US 90. We are later today opening up a location at the Hamilton Chamber of Commerce in Jasper, Florida at 1153 Northwest US Highway 41 in Jasper, Florida. We'll also be extending ourselves out to places such as Suwannee and Lafayette County and other places. And of course, if you're out there listening and you just need us to come for a day, for an afternoon in your community, meet with some businesses. We were down in Horseshoe Beach just a couple days ago with the governor. We met with about 11 businesses, got them services immediately. They weren't even looking for bridge loans necessarily. They were just needing supplies to help basically muck and gut their businesses and just get back on their feet. We were there in person. We got Home Depot on the phone. Home Depot yesterday morning got them every bit of supplies these businesses needed free of charge. Companies like Home Depot, Chick-fil-A, Publix, Walmart yesterday, we got them to bring just a variety of goods for homeowners and businesses to Yankeetown, Florida, which is in Levy County. So there's a lot of ways that we can serve. There's the bridge loan, there's the unemployment assistance, but frankly, there's also just the phone calls that we can make. And the private sector companies that we work with have been so generous at getting services out there. So really and truly, just ask and we'll get it to you.
Nice. All right. You covered an awful lot there, Secretary Kelly. So I want to regroup just very quickly. Business resources, obviously, as you said, EBL is probably the primary tool, but there's more. So give us that website again for the businesses.
That's floridadisaster.biz.
Okay, got it. And then people out of work, you just launched a program yesterday to help people recover some of that payroll if they've lost a job due to Idalia. Did I sum that up pretty well there?
You did.
Okay. And then you also went over the schedule, and I won't ask you to do that again. You can hit rewind on this segment and play that again. But I think the point there is, the most important point is that the Florida Department of Commerce, along with the Small Business Development Center, you are going to be on the road for at least the next week at various locations that all kinds of folks can access, correct?
Correct. And I'd say at least the next couple weeks. And again, we're using that input that we're getting to determine where to go next. So we heard from a group of farmers today in Jasper and Hamilton County that said, we need you. So we're sending a team there. They're packing the car and getting ready to go and head up there. So we're going to meet people where they are. We recognize in these counties, people are disparately located, a lot of small cities spread out. So we're going to come to you. Just tell us where you need us to be, and we'll be happy to be there. One thing I should mention, Tom, if a business goes to floridadisaster.biz, if they've not already, we actually have a business damage assessment survey on the site. That is tremendously helpful if you fill that out. We've had well over 500 businesses in the impacted counties fill that out. And that tells us, not just now, although it's very helpful now, that actually tells us long-term what businesses are seeing in terms of real-world impacts, their employees, upfront costs, also long-term revenue costs, because literally the governor and the legislature, our Department of Commerce, we use that throughout the recovery. We'll even be using that information. If you fill that out or if you get that survey to somebody to fill out, we'll use that information months from now to make sure that as businesses come back online, they identify maybe revenue lost, what they need to recover. We'll use that in the short term and the long term.
It is Secretary Kelly of the Florida Department of Commerce. Secretary, again, we appreciate your time here this morning in Perry, Florida. We know your agenda is full. I guess there really is no night and day for you, Secretary Kelly. It's all one day now as you continue to move and take your team kind of on the road to help small businesses and employees recover from all this.
Pretty much. Although I will say my wife is pretty good about telling me to come home and take a rest every now and then. But
good. As well you should, yes. But listen, we appreciate all that you're doing. We appreciate all that you've done up till now, and we are here with you. Our job here at Small Biz Florida is to make sure that we do what we can to make sure that all of this information about assistance and resources for small businesses gets out there.
Tom, thank you so much for having us, and we look forward to helping every Florida community recover, rebound, and re-energize. So thanks for having us, Tom.
Thank you. Again, it is Secretary Kelly of the Florida Department of Commerce. I am Tom Kindred, your host for Small Biz Florida. We are coming to you from Perry, sort of kind of on the fringes of ground zero for Hurricane Idalia, and it is all about resources and assistance to get businesses back to business. Stay tuned. There's more to come. This is Small Biz Florida.
This has been Small Biz Florida, created and produced by the Florida Small Business Development Center at Indian River State College. Your host for Small Biz Florida is Tom Kindred. Partners for Small Biz Florida include WPSL and WSTU and Indian River State College, named the 2019 winner of the Aspen Prize for Community College Excellence.